Right now, my guess is based on the information so far, is pointing toward us getting notified tomorrow, Wednesday, and exchanging on Thursday, but we are in a very good place right now. Thursday is looking very good right now. Question: is there any chance Trump is not a good person for us, dinar investors? No. Iraq Stock Exchange has already shown complete stability. It's huge. It's up 131% in 1 month. All those neighbor stock exchanges are starting to get a rise because they might be exposed to where? Iraq. For what? Investment. What they're doing is selling US dollars to pay for and fund imports coming into Iraq. What they've done with this new transfer system is they've made back-end changes that are not visual. What they've done is transition so that they can allow their banks to do these international transfers. There's only so much they can do with banking reforms at this time until the rate physically changes. Again, what they're doing is they're positioning the banks to do foreign transfers with the US dollars. Now instead of that money being sent directly from the central bank, it's being routed and sent from the local banks within Iraq. That prepares Iraq to be ready towards going international. Iran is taking a hands-off approach with Iraq, saying, look, they respect any decision made by al-Sudani. I think that has a large part to do with the fact that Trump has taken an interest in al-Sudani and Iran is on Trump's piss list. Congratulations to al-Sudani who avoided conflicts. He avoided them like he should. Now he's got the backing of Iran and they're promising not to arm factions no more, and they would help Iraq dissolve these popular mobilization groups. This is a really good move, a smart move by Iran, but very good news for Iraq. Now I'm curious to see what kind of meeting Iraq is going to have with Trump once Trump finally gets into office. Iraq's revenue for the first 10 months of 2024 is massive. Plus there was a huge increase in bank deposits in 2024 and the country's gold reserves increased to become the third largest in the Middle East. TV talked about how we have now gone from the dollar auction to now transfers in our banks. No more auctions. These transfers are linked to international banks, no more being done by auctions of the CBI but by this new system in our banks. Frank, this is fantastic because these are the preparations. Firefly, we are linked to the world. On the eve of Tehran visit, al-Sudani packs a number of files in his bag, including a new strategy change is coming. The new reinforcement mechanism is doing what it's designed for. It's not the dollar auctions anymore. They call it the reinforcement mechanism. What are they doing? They're increasing their foreign currency reserves. They haven't passed a budget fully yet. We know it's in their hands. We know they're discussing it. I think they're really just waiting to find out what's going to happen to the oil market, with Trump coming into office, and which players, Iran, China, Russia etc., move where and how that's going to affect Iraq. For them to approve the oil and gas law is absolutely waiting for the rate to change. Two very critical articles now saying they've magically reached an agreement on the oil and gas law within the month of January. Again, the oil and gas law has been pending and outstanding since 2005. I know what today is. I know that yesterday the Parliament was supposed to finish the articles in the budget. I know that on the 7th, Sudani wanted everything done, if not what he was going to do, an operational budget. Oil and gas law is the salvation of the outstanding files between Baghdad and Erbil. This discussion is really gearing up again. Along with smaller notes discussions and HCL discussions. They want us to know the oil and gas law will solve all outstanding problems. Let's revisit this, oil and gas law. Remember that this is a constitutional requirement. We have been told many times in articles that this referendum must be written and passed as part of the stability for Iraq. Article, a guarantor of zeroing out crises, parliamentary demands to legislate the oil and gas law. In the article, the Kurdistan National Union parliamentary bloc called on the federal government, on Tuesday, to expedite and send the oil and gas law to the House of Representatives for study and approval as quickly as possible. Why the urgency? Wow, wow, wow. Member of the Parliamentary Finance Committee, Mouin al-Khatimi, confirmed today, Wednesday, that the salaries of employees in Iraq for the year 2025 will be fully secured, noting that the general budget for next year will include oil and non-oil revenues. Al-Khatimi said in a statement to Al-Maluma agency, the budget for 2025 will have oil and non-oil revenues, as oil revenues are estimated between 110 and 120 trillion dinars. He explained that there are intensive efforts being made by the government, the House of Representatives and the financial committees to increase non-oil revenues, as these efforts aim to raise non-oil revenues to 30 trillion dinars. He added, the total revenues in the 2025 budget will reach 150 trillion dinars, which is sufficient to secure the salaries of employees and retirees, social care, and other operating expenses. Regarding the ministry's expenses, Al-Khatimi pointed out that there is an impact on the expenses on the investment side, which requires rationalizing expenses to ensure the sustainability of financing in future projects. Saad al-Sadi, a member of the political bureau of the Sadikoon movement, confirmed today, Wednesday, that the withdrawal of American forces from Iraq is a governmental and popular will that cannot be reversed. Al-Sadi said in a statement to Al-Maluma agency that the withdrawal of American forces from Iraq represents the will of the Iraqi government and the Iraqi people, noting that there are agreements concluded with the American administration to set a time limit for the departure, which is something that cannot be waived under any circumstances. He explained that any American compromise regarding the continued presence of its forces in Iraq is unacceptable, noting that attempts to raise the issue of dissolving the Popular Mobilization Forces come within this framework, but they are categorically rejected. He explained that the Popular Mobilization Forces represent a solid national status as one of the branches of the Iraqi armed forces that operates under the orders of the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, and according to an official law, adding that the mobilization forces have a broad popular base, and have achieved great field achievements and are still continuing to achieve them. He pointed out that the religious authority in Karbala, through its official representative, clearly confirmed that there was no international request to dissolve the Popular Mobilization Forces. The authority also expressed its great concern for the continuation of the mobilization forces and its support to ensure its continuity as a basic pillar in defending Iraq. My denominations are all in 25k notes, would I be able to exchange those? Yes, you can exchange 25k notes. You can exchange all of the notes. The only one you can't exchange is the one that has the picture of Saddam on it. Those are called PUS notes. You don't want those. The other one too is the 50 Iraqi dinar. Those are null and void. They're gone.